Alright guys, welcome to a brand new video. Today we're going to be just doing a little something, a little experiment that I want to do. I'm using a cookie bucket, which is 1.5 kgs. I'm not sure how many liters it is, but I'm going to scape this so that I can breed my mollies and guppies. So I just want to take you guys along for the journey, or for the ride, and I hope you enjoy it as much as I will. I want to create something where I can take the pregnant fish from in here and put them in here. So this is the bucket or tank, if you will, or bowl, or whatever fits. Is where we're gonna be keeping the pregnant guppies and fries, and then hopefully maybe I will look for something where once the fries are born, then we can transfer them into something else, just to keep them in there for a few days before transferring them into the main tank. So I'm gonna take you to the whole process of what I did to escape this right here. So it has no filter. It has no filter. That's the only thing missing. But it does have plants. It has a substrate with nutrients in it. It has sand, rocks, and driftwood. And right now I already put in a pregnant guppy in it. So I'm gonna take you through the whole process and show you what I did to scape this. And the experiment that I'm going to do is basically trying to grow plants in there, grow as much plants as possible to try and act as a filter, to also see how it will go as well. So once the guppies give the guppies or mollies, because the mollies are the ones that I'm really trying to breed. I got them in February there, beginning or end, I'm not entirely sure, when they were still juveniles, and it's been more than 6 months and I haven't got any fries. They probably gave birth. There was a time when one of the mollies was actually like big, chunky, but I wasn't too sure if it was pregnant, so I took it out, put it in a separate container, but I just wasn't confident enough, so I ended up putting it back in the main tank. And they probably gave birth, because these are live bearers. Mollies and guppies are live bearers, so it probably gave birth, and most likely the fries were a lunch, like either breakfast, lunch, or dinner. So I want more mollies. That's the goal. And yeah, so to try and breed mollies successfully, and also to try and see if I can grow as much plants in there with that type of light. It's basically, you will see as we go through the videos and I show you all the little bits and ins and outs. Yeah, so yeah, let's get started. So I already have started. I have I will say this is a lava rock. I'm not entirely sure. My mom picked this up when she was at the coast. Probably something that was rocks that were molded together with lava, ocean volcanoes or something like that. I'm not pretty sure, but it's pretty slick. It's beautiful. I love how it looks. If it's wet, I mean, just look at the color. It's like a brownish, pinkish. It's beautiful. It's really beautiful. So that's what I'm gonna go with driftwood. I'm not sure if it's gonna float, but yeah, it's definitely gonna float. So with this rock, but just look at the color of that wood. It's beautiful. Right, so what I did was I put the small little rock, that one, underneath this rock, so that it can at least have some weight on the wood, so that it won't float. And what's under the substrate, I kind of made up my own nutrients. So the substrate, we have some bit of some topsoil that from the garden, and some bit of rocks. Just mix it with the soil, mix that together, and then on top of that I just added some beach sand to get a nice simple tank. What I want this to be for is for the fish that I'm going to be breeding in here, and at the same time I also want a bit of plants to go in there so that they can kind of act as filtration. This is also kind of an experiment for me. I want to see how it's going to go, how it's going to work and all that. I'm also going to be using a bit of this water in here so that I can, there's a pregnant guppy already in here that I want to put in straight away before it gives birth. She's big and looks like she's about to pop. She's right there she is. She's big and she looks like she's about to pop. So yeah, since I have no filter that I can fit in here and I don't have a tank, an extra tank, I do have one but it's cracked, so I'm gonna be using this, and I want to use some of these plants. Alright, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna fill up with this water from this tank, and since I don't have any special product to put into this for bacteria, I'm gonna use the water from this tank, and I'm gonna add like 50% of it so that I can once I'm done filling up and put planting, I can put the fish directly in there, and the fish won't looks like nutrients are leaking out. I'll add a bit of sand. So yeah, let's get to it. So I ended up putting more than 50% into this, just to be safe, you know, because I'm putting in, the guppies are gonna give birth in there. So like, I want it to be at least, I want it to be at least 90% safe, and I want to be confident enough that they will survive and all that. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to the kitchen and get some water. How do I say this? Dechlorinated water, and fill up the rest. You noticed me when I was filling the tap water. So what I use for my water is what we call an e-spring. This right here. So this is a water purifier. It's not like most purifiers. With this one, it removes it dechlorinates the water, removes all the chlorine, all the chemicals, and it also keeps all the nutrients in the water. So basically it's almost like a spring, you know, the water of the springs, all the minerals. Basically just, I don't know what I'm saying, but it's what I use, and I found that it's not like most of the other water filters out there, where they either remove some of the minerals, or they either don't necessarily remove all the chlorine there. So you can actually taste that in the water. Sometimes the water tastes kind of like, you know, the taste of the water. This one just tastes natural. It tastes like, it's amazing, and it's what I use for my fish, and I've been using this for like almost a year now. So it has been working for me. It's amazing, and yeah, it's called an e-spring. If you want to do more research on your own, you can do that. E-spring, and it's an amazing but really expensive. So if you have a big tank, maybe let's say what is that, let's say for example maybe 100-liter tank, to do is it daily or weekly? I think weekly water changes will be very expensive. So I would suggest you just keep to buying the dechlorinators from the pet shops, but otherwise this is what I use. It's an amazing product. We're gonna use this to fill in the rest. This leftover water, I'll fill it once we have filled up. Once we're filled up with plants. So now let's do the trimming. We're gonna be going for these ones. I think they're called hornwort or something like that. Just correct me if I am absolutely wrong on that. We don't have any special tools, so we'll just use our hands. So those are the ones that I managed to collect. Hopefully they will grow. I'll multiply as fast as possible. Yes, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try and fill up with sand to cover up that area right there, because it seems like the nutrients from below are slipping through. So let's do that. So we're just pouring sand straight into there we go. And are we covered? Yes, we are all good. Now it's time to plant. Alright, so like I said, this is also an experiment for me as well. This one is not gonna have that much, the lights are not gonna be that bright. So we'll see how they grow as well. But I'm hoping they grow fast. Yeah, this is not a glass, so it's not going to be clear if I show you from the side, so I'll just do my best to show you from on top. But I'm pretty sure this is good enough. The amount, the amount of plants that are going in. Yeah. Right now to fill up with the rest of the water. Okay, I think that's good enough right there. We don't want any guppies jumping out, especially the mollies. Those guys are like scary kids like hell. So what I love about this cape is that it provides like both cover, because the mollies really get spooked when you move them into a new environment and all that, And what I also love about it is the wood didn't float, so my trick actually worked. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna catch the pregnant guppy and put her in. Alright, time to catch this pregnant guppy. She's right at the front. I'm hoping she doesn't go to the back. There she is. So we're gonna have to do this quick and just get swoop her. There she is. Don't go to the back. Whoa, she jumped. Cool. We missed, but we did catch a snail, so we're gonna put that in there. Alright, she's still here. You know, for a pregnant fish, she's moving real fast, which is impressive. Yep, we bagged her. Alright. Yep. She's in. Now the light. Now, so for the lights we're gonna use these LED strips. I'm hoping they still work. I used them on this tank previously, but they didn't light it up that bright, but I'm hoping with this one it will do it some sort of justice. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stick, let me just plug it first. Right, that way. Plug it in. Yeah, so those are strips, that's how they are, which is sort of good, which is honestly sort of good enough, because I mean, they were submerged in water for quite some time, so the light ended up just dimming a bit, so we're kind of good. Right. Alright, it's not the best, but it's I'm hoping it will work with the lights. So yeah, something like that. And she seems to be happy in there. I'm hoping she will give birth and the babies will be happy as well, and the plants will grow. If the plants grow, then I think we have done it. If the plants grow, we have done it right. Yeah, so well, anyways guys, that's it from Namib Aquatic Escapes. We'll definitely be keeping you guys updated on this little experiment. We'll probably make it into a series. Maybe we'll do I think the next update will be after a month to see how the plant growth has been, and we'll just talk a bit about what we did to actually keep the tank fresh, and the water changes, and how many fish died, and so little bits and ins. Anyways, we'll see you in the next video.